May I share my drawing?
Absolutely, I'd love it.
So I can't remember who said that they like drawing dragons, so I decided to do one of those on my own, and it came up like this.
Oh, wow, look how much you did in such a short time. I love it. Very cool. Is that your first time drawing a dragon, or do you draw dragons often?
I don't draw dragons that often, but sometimes when I do like medieval comics, I sometimes put some dragons in them.
Nice. And medieval comics, you like to make medieval comics?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite comics to make. Some of those.
Good to know. Thank you, Joshua. I like it. All right, guys, I'm going to let us keep working a little bit here. If you have something else you want to show me, feel free to either hold it up or you can unmute yourself also. And you can ask me any questions that are coming up too. You got some more supplies in your bag. We'll talk about some more of those in a moment here. But for now, we're just going to play around with these options.
Can I share what I drew?
Absolutely, I'd love it.
I drew this apple.
Whoa, look at those shadows. Very cool. Nice. I love it. You used charcoal before, Rio?
Yeah, and I did the shading thing with the eraser.
Yeah, nice. I can see that. Very cool.
I might draw a comic with it, though, on the other page.
Yeah, go for it. Keep going, guys. You can keep on working with your tools there, with your supplies. And then I'm going to give a couple more minutes, then I'm going to talk about a couple more things that we have in our bag. And just while you guys are working, I want you to keep in mind, I know these supplies are super hard to keep track of. Ooh, cool, Colt. Nice.
Oh, dead fish.
Whoa, dead fish. I love it. Very cool. Thank you.
Veronica, I love this stuff.
Isn't it so fun? I know. I think needed erase.
It actually works really well, though.
And you
better than a regular eraser.
when you're just wanting to just do something with your hands, you can just hold them and play around with them. They're really fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like sticky tack.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm gonna let you guys keep working, but I'm gonna talk about a couple of the things that you have in your bag. One other thing that's in there, and I actually already took mine off, but there is a sandpaper block, and that's that kind of brown, it looks just like a little piece that has some edges of sandpaper on that. Yeah, exactly. So if it still has the blue paper on top, you can take that off. You can take the blue paper off. And this is a really cool way to sharpen your pencils, especially charcoal. When you're working with charcoal, since it's kind of soft, the top of it can get really flat. And so you have a sharpener, you can use the sharpener, but you can also use the sandpaper and you can just run your pencil along the sandpaper and you can make that point get pointy again. Because sometimes when the edge is really flat, the line gets really thick and it's harder to draw with it. But if the line is thin, it's easier to control your details. All right? So that's what this is for. Now let's say that you're using it and using it and using it, and I usually try to use it for maybe a week or two. But if you're using it and it's all covered like this, don't worry, you don't have to do this. I'm just gonna do it on mine as an example. But if it gets all covered like this, all you have to do is take the top sheet and peel it off, and you have a fresh sheet underneath, okay? So whenever you're using this to sharpen up your tools, your line is getting too thick, you use this one, and then you have that sheet underneath, and that's gonna have you ready for a whole new surface, and you're ready to go.
Oh, that is cool.
Yes, this is a cool way to sharpen your pencils, especially when you're working with charcoal, because charcoal is really soft and it gets flat really quickly. All right, and you guys keep working. I'm just gonna keep talking about a couple more things that you have in your bags. Your paintbrushes, don't have to worry about those today. You also have some pencils in here, drawing pencils, and these ones are not sharpened yet. So when I sharpen these, I usually like to use my regular pencil sharpener, but then I like to go ahead and sand it a little bit too, to make sure that my point is really thin, because that just helps me to draw a little bit better. All right, so these other drawing pencils, you can either use the eraser on the back, or you can use your kneaded eraser with them. And you can use the sharpener, and you can also use your sandpaper block. This is called a sandpaper block. And it's just a really cool tool for drawing.
Hey,
All right. Yes.
hey, Veronica.
Yes, William?
What do you use to sharpen your charcoal? Is it the pad on this
I
thing?
usually use the pad. Yeah, you can use a regular pencil sharpener, but since it's so soft, sometimes it starts to kind of fall apart in the pencil sharpener. So I usually like to use these. All right. And
Hey,
with
Veronica.
yes, Ella,
I'm not gonna lie, I really like these.
do you like
I
these?
have acrylics and it feels good.
What was that?
I have acrylics and it kind of feels good to rub them.
Yeah, a lot of these have really cool texture. A lot of these supplies have really cool texture. They're fun to play with.
Yeah, it's not my real nails, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's like a nail file too. You're right. All right. So does anybody else have anything that you'd like to show me from your drawings?
Can I draw a cup and then show you?
Can you draw what?
A cup?
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. So I know a couple of you guys like to draw people. If you could pick anything to work on over this year in your art class, what are some other things that you would like to work on? Be something that you like or something that you have trouble with? What do you think? Any ideas?
Hey, Veronica.
Yes.
Well, something that I've always had trouble with drawing is a flower, not like the flower where you just do petals like that and that and that and that and that with the circle. But like those flowers, like I used to live in Hawaii.
Okay.
And last year I moved here. But my friends in Hawaii, we would always have contests on who can draw the best plumeria flower.
What's the kind of flower?
Plumeria.
Maria flower? How do you spell that?
Let me check.
I can Google it too. I haven't heard of that kind of flower before, I don't think.
Can I show what I drew?
Yeah, absolutely.
Plumeria.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I like it. Thank you, Fiona.
They're actually complicated.
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
They're actually quite complicated.
Cool. Awesome. Okay.
What I drew is really bad because I was kind of rushing and I'm not used to like the pencil, so it's really bad. But it's super sloppy, but this is it. It's super bad.
Whoop, I can't see so well.
Oh shoot.
Whoops.
Lighter is really weird.
Yeah, there we go. Let me put a little bit. And I think if you hold it maybe back a little bit. Ah, it's just really bright for some reason. It's hard to see. Maybe closer, I guess.
Oh, I have a question.
Oops, just 1 second, Rio. I'll be right with you. Let's see. Let's see. If we can see that image here. You know what, Lucy, would you mind maybe emailing? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I can see it. So you know what? You brought up a really good point. And I'll be right with you, Josh. I'm going to do Rio and then Joshua. And then
I
Lucy,
rushed a lot. I don't like it.
well, you know what, though? I wanted to tell you something. So when we are using new tools, new supplies, a lot of times it takes us a minute to learn how to use those new supplies. So it's okay for things not to look the way that you like them, because as you get more comfortable and you learn the supplies, then you get your drawings back to where they are with other supplies that you're more comfortable with. So it's okay. I actually want for you to make some mistakes while we're using these, because that just shows that we're learning how to use the new supplies, okay? So definitely it's okay for things to look bad. It's okay for things to not look the way that you wanted, because we're learning to use some new tools. All right? Rio, let's check in with you.
I was gonna say, even when we're not in art, is it okay if we still can use these materials?
Please, I would love for you to. That's a really good point. So I would love for you guys to get really comfortable with these. If something starts to run out or you're running out of sandpaper or anything, just let me know, okay? But I would love for you guys to get really comfortable with these. I'd love for you to use these as often as you want, okay? Just make sure you're not distracting from the other teachers. But you can definitely use them as much as you want. I would love that. All right. Yes, Joshua.
When I said I drew a dragon and I like to draw medieval cartoons, I did draw a knight, and this is
Whoa, you were
and he
cruising
has
over there.
and
Wow.
he has like that fluffy thingy that he puts on the knight helmet, and
Right.
now he's fighting.
Wow. Very cool. So where do you get these ideas from? Is this from images that you've seen, or do you kind of make it up in your head?
Well, I have an older brother, and he's not here right now, but he really likes showing us like these really cool movies. So he showed us one of these movies that was really medieval, and I really got interested by it. So I like drawing some of the people from it. So that's why I got into drawing medieval. Stuff like that.
Nice. I love it. Very cool. Thank you, Joshua. All right. How is everybody else coming? Does anybody have anything that you'd like to show me? Ooh, let's see what we got, Colt. Whoa, cool. I love that. Is that something that you're used to drawing, or is that your first time drawing
This is
people like that?
something I'm used to drawing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And what is this something that you kind of make up in your own head, or is there something you're referencing whenever you're drawing that one?
I think some of the rat rods are kind of cool, so
Okay.
and then half of it I make up in my head.
Yeah. Cool.
Veronica, can I say
Yes.
something?
Yes.
Okay. I used to make like these little squishies out of paper.
Oh, yeah? What is
They're kind of fun to play with.
what is that?
They're
Is
like there's nothing inside of them, and it's paper.
kind of like a little sculpture? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. And is that like a kit, or did you make that yourself?
I made it myself.
Oh, very cool. And what do you put on the inside?
Just stuff so you can squish it if you want.
Oh, neat. Very cool. So one thing I really, really love about art is that we all have such different ideas and such different things that we come up with. And I just love getting to see what all you guys are coming up with and kind of give you some more tools and ways to kind of fine tune your techniques on everything. So let's see. So we got flowers, we've got people, we have a couple other things that we are interested in for this year.
Oh wait, can I say one more thing that
Yeah.
I'm interested?
Absolutely.
We haven't actually done this since the 2nd grade, but we did like this clay stuff.
Ooh, and that's made out of clay?
Yeah, it's made out of clay.
Cool. Okay. So clay, so kind of sculpture type stuff you like.
Yes.
That reminds me, at my old school, a lot of our projects, we would use like, I'm not even sure if I should call it clay, but we would make models
Okay.
out of this, and it never really hardened, so I don't think it's clay. I can't remember what it's called though.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. So you can keep on molding it and it doesn't dry
Yeah.
out.
I made like multiple models. None of them were very good because I made them in like 2nd grade, but
Were you making them with your hands, or were you using little tools to carve them?
hands. Our art teacher at my old school wasn't. Let's just say our teachers at my old school weren't very. It wasn't challenging enough. Let's just.
Okay. So if we were to take that and we were to use some tools with it, kind of carve it a little bit, would that be fun for you, you think?
Yes, I love working with clay.
Cool.
Yeah, our old art teacher. Some of you weren't here, but in 2nd grade, we did a lot of clay, but ever since then we didn't do clay at all.
Oh, really? Okay. That's good to know. Ooh, Senna, let's see it. Let's see it. Ooh, wow, look at that detail. Very nice. So is this something that you like to draw, or is that something you just came up with today?
I think it's sort of something I like to draw. I think I really like to draw nature a lot.
Okay. Very nice. And do you like particularly drawing nature, like leaves and trees, or do you also kind of like water and mountains and that kind of thing?
I think all of those.
Nice. Do you ever go out just kind of on like a nature walk or anything and draw some stuff from life, from what you're seeing out in front of you?
Yeah.
Nice.
We did that in fourth grade a lot. We would have nature journals, and we'd bring those and use those to draw when we'd stop.
Cool. All right. And I think that's something we're probably going to get to do some of that as well. All right. So how are we doing, guys? For some of you guys who have been working here this whole time, is there anything else that you'd like to show me from what you've been working on over this past few minutes here?
I'm still working on what I'm trying to do.
Okay, take your time.
I'm almost done.
There's no rush. So if you ever, sometimes it's kind of hard to show your artwork. Maybe there's something you didn't like that much or anything too. So I want to make sure you guys know, I'd love to see it here. You guys show me, but you can also always email it to me too. Okay, so you guys, your parents have my email's on the parent square. If there's ever anything that you want to show me that we've done in class or something that you're just working on your own, I want you to feel super comfortable sending me things and asking me questions about it, or if you just want to show me so that I can see it. I love that too, because I like to see what you guys are working on just consistently throughout the year too. So we're going to be doing a lot of drawing in the beginning and learning to use these tools and getting really familiar with these tools. And then we're also going to be working a little bit later on with some paint. And I'm wondering, do any of you guys have experience with painting?
Yeah, some.
Yeah. Okay. And Hope, what kind of paint have you used before? Do you remember?
Acrylics and watercolor.
Okay. Very good. Which one do you prefer? Do you have a preference?
Acrylics, because they're more thick.
Yeah.
And
I like it too. Okay. Very cool. Let's see. Eva, how about you?
I don't really know what paint it is, but I sometimes go to my great aunt's house and paint because she's like an artist, kind of.
Ooh, what kind of art does she do? Do you know what subjects she likes to paint?
There's a lot of paintings of like Indians and stuff.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Okay. Thank you, Ava. All right, Fiona. Yes.
My aunt just had a baby, and so I painted her for her birthday. I painted her a family tree with watercolor. I don't really have a preference of which one I use. It's just my mom likes watercolor more because it's not as messy.
Yeah, watercolor is hard though. It's hard to control. Do you use a line also? Like, did you use like a pen or anything to draw it out, or did you do it all with the watercolor?
All with the watercolor.
Wow, that's tough.
Well, yeah, I did a Sharpie to outline the tree, but it wasn't actually a tree. It was more like hearts, but
okay,
it worked.
Yeah, cool. Let's see.
Then I painted silhouettes. But then I like painted silhouettes of the family.
Oh, wow, I see. That's very interesting. Very cool. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do Joshua and then Ella.
So adding on to whose family members likes to paint, my grandma loves to paint too, and she paints birds with oil paint, I think. And she also paints landscapes and stuff like that. So maybe the next day we have art, I can bring one of her drawings.
I would love that. I would love that. That would be really interesting. Any of you guys who have either something that you've done or something in your family has done that you want to show me, I would love for you guys to bring that to our next session. That would be awesome. Ella, yes. So you unmuted?
Okay, so I actually just ran downstairs to get one of my art.
Oh, great.
This is just like something that I wanted to do. So like it just took like 30 minutes, but it's not that bad.
Cool. And this is that acrylic paint on is it a canvas board or?
Yeah, it's canvas.
Okay. Oh yeah, very good. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I just used different tools to like dot this and like it has a lot of different textures in this whole thing.
Right, right. Interesting. Okay, thank you. So you guys can probably see from each other. It's just cool how many different ways there are to make art and how we're all so different, what we like to paint too, what we like to make. Fiona, yes.
So I have a whole shelf of my art. So maybe next class I can bring some models.
Awesome. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. So any of you guys who want to bring anything.
What I just drew.
Oh, cool. Nice. So do you like to work small like that generally? Do you like to work in small spaces?
Mostly, but I can also draw bigger, but usually when I draw people, I draw them smaller.
Yeah.
And
I know a lot of artists
for me
like to work small like that. And it's just preference. I know a bunch of artists that actually work really small and make whole books out of it, just little small drawings, and then other artists that just like stand up and make big pieces, but we're all a little bit different in how we like to make our artwork.
Can I share something?
Yes, please.
It isn't really that good, but it's of a little like alien figure. It's really weird. It has like a little taco head, and like it has no leg.
Okay.
It has no leg. So it's like it's not a taco head. It's like a chip head.
Okay.
And yeah, it's right there.
Oh, look at that guy. You can make a whole comic based on that guy. Does he have a name?
That's awesome, William.
That's great. I love it. Very cool. Senna, let's see what you got. What? Wow. And you painted that?
Whoa.
A while ago I did.
Wow. Look at that, you guys. That's amazing.
Compared to the person I'm drawing right now, that's professional compared to what I'm drawing right now.
Yeah.
I love it. So, the funny thing with art is that we all have different strengths. Some of us are really good at drawing people. Some of us are good at drawing, small designs. Some of us are really good at full color like that. That is beautiful, Senna. So we all have different strengths. So it's cool to kind of play around with different styles and different tools, figure out number one, what we like, and number two, what we're just naturally a little bit better at. And we all have different strengths and we can work on different things too. And I'd love for you guys to stay in contact with me about anything you're struggling with or that you want some more help with. And we're gonna just build all of our skills up together this year. All right? So I'm gonna let you guys playing around with your drawings. If there's anything that you wanna email me, let me know. You can send it to me. And then for your next session, let's see what we got here, Colt. Oh, wow, look at that.
I'm drawing.
Oh, man, look at those guys. Very cool. So when we go into our next session, if there's anything that you yourself have done, that you've created, anything you've painted or sculpted or drawn that you want to bring to show me, go ahead and bring it. Or if there's something from somebody in your family that somebody's created that you want to bring, go ahead and bring that for me too. Because I just want to get to know you guys better. That helps me to get to know you a little bit better. And I like to doodle too, Coop. I like to doodle as well. And I also want you to use these tools as much as you'd like. You can use them in your free time. If you start to run out of anything, let me know. All right, and we'll figure it out. We'll get you some more. So I want you to get really, really comfortable with the tools that we worked on. And if you forget anything that I said, let me know, and I can help you as well. All right, my email is on Parent Square. I'm gonna go ahead and jot it down here too, just in case, so you guys have it. And I'm also gonna leave you my website here. So if you wanna jot that down, you can jot that down too. And you can take a look if you'd like. Let's see, so there's the email. And then Rumpus Art is my website, in case you guys wanna see that too. I'm going to leave that in there also. All right, so if there's anything else you want to show me, you want to email me, go ahead and send it to me. If you have questions about anything, let me know. And then finally, the supplies. If you don't have your supplies and you need to figure out where it is, let me know. If you're going to go get it in this, that's okay. But if you're having trouble finding it, let me know. Okay? I'm so happy to meet you guys. I'm so happy to work with you guys this year. And have a great lunch. Okay?
I might send you an email of my cartoon that I just made.
Yay! I would love to see it. Thank you, Rio. I would love to see it. And if there's anything else you want to show me, still on, you can too. Can I see it a little bit closer there, Coop?
When I was 7, I made with
Wait, lunch ends at 12:45.
Lunch ends at 12:45, but it starts coming up here, right? Do you guys have lunch next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think lunch starts at 12.
Lunch starts after this.
Yeah, and you got lunch coming up next. So you have a little break in between. If you guys, let's see, if you guys have anything else that you want to show me still, you can go ahead and show me anything else that you're working on. And then aside from that, just be thinking too, if there's anything else that you wanted to mention that you want to work on this year or anything that we didn't talk about yet that you think of, you can always use my email to talk to me anytime too, okay? So I want you to be really comfortable being able to tell me anything or ask me any questions about anything, anytime that you want to, all right? And we are hopefully going to be seeing each other soon, and then we'll get to work on some of this stuff together. But in the meantime, if you can get your hands on a book, a notebook, or a sketchbook, or a folder, if you don't have that, that way you can keep your stuff together and we can keep all of our work together that we work on. You can see your progress too as we get more comfortable with our tools and more comfortable with the supplies. All right. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm Veronica. If you forget my name, you can call me Miss V as well. You can call me either one. And I'm really excited to meet you all and to work with you guys this year. Okay. So thank you, thank you. I'm going to stay on in case you guys want to ask me anything while you're working. And aside from that, you are free to go hit the bathroom before you go to lunch and have a great rest of your day. Happy first day of school.
Okay, bye.
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 Everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys. How you doing there, Camilla? You doing all right?